Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. It's just like an hour before the new Salt Lake City comes out. So yeah, procrastinate much? Yeah. So I hope everyone's freshly zooted or has a wonderful beverage of their choice, or maybe just some tea. I don't know your life. Anyway, so let me get on to Unicorn Overboard, and I've got my third eye hat on because I have a lot of wacky, I guess, Bravo conspiracy theories about what's going on. But anyway, so we start with them doing yoga. Brittany doesn't have a mat, and Heather tries way too fucking hard with the Jason innuendo, right? And I want to say this about Heather, the Heather and Jason stuff. And y'all know I'm not a Heather fan. I'm just not. But I also find that oftentimes when I don't like somebody that I see on TV, it's because they have some traits that I dislike in myself, and it's like a secondhand embarrassment type thing. So while I'm not a big Heather fan, I feel like I get her in some ways. I've been heavy my entire life. Um, And I know for me personally, I would embellish sexual experiences or romantic experiences to make myself, one, appear more desirable, two, feel more desirable and make me feel better. And because basically it was what I learned at home, right? So I have empathy for all of that because, I know where it comes from, one Heather to another. But enough already. She comes off as so self assured on that surviving Mormonism thing until she starts trying too hard. She tries to be charming. She tries to be funny. She is charming and funny. Girl, you are charming. You is kind. You is smart. You is important. Listen, you are charming and funny. Stop trying. And I think then everyone would fuck with you. My personal opinion, but that's just me. Um, so then Meredith and Lisa talk shit about Brittany and can't even get the characters in The Wizard of Oz right. And then Meredith starts looking for tits on an ant with Whitney, right? Back at yoga, Brittany starts talking about how she brought up the Seth shit out of kindness. Bitch, please. She is lucky that all she got from Meredith was a severe tongue lashing. Literally. Like, the unicorn, she came for her marriage. Fuck that. Then we get to Bronwyn trying to be funny. I think personally that the producers might have put her up to the unicorn thing. I open your third eye, y'all. But I think the costumes were probably a Bronwyn thing. She loves those costumes. They put the costumes on, they throw the unicorn overboard, and yeah, it was a little mean, but I don't care. Brittany is mean. Go build a relationship with your kids, baby. Like, yeah. Um, then they disembark, and hopefully that envelope was not full of singles. Also, I think that shit's tacky, right? Announce that you're giving a tip, do it in front of everybody and everything. Isn't that supposed to be a discreet thing? No class. No class. Anyway, I would be interested to know what the Countess has to say about it. Weigh in. Do you give the tip to the crew on camera? I don't. It's like opening your gifts in front of everybody at a shower. I hate that shit. Anyway, then the main event happens that we don't get to see. Check it out. Put my tiara on for you. No way is there not any footage. Didn't they all get GoPros in episode 1? I'm surprised Brittany didn't strap one on. Isn't she the one that does all the recording? I believe that there is footage, either taken by other cast members, production, the flight crew, other passengers. And I believe that production got NDAs and are keeping it all on lock, and they're going to ambush either at the finale or at the reunion. Also, Meredith said with her own mouth in past seasons that she takes something for sleep when she travels. And she's always off after they get off a plane. Slurs her words a little bit. Last year, Brittany said that she was puking in Puerto Vallarta. Isn't that where they went? Wherever they went, in Temecula? I don't remember. Somewhere in Mexico. And let me tell y'all something. I have had a lifelong battle with insomnia. And a few years ago, my doctor was like, you have to sleep. And nothing really works. And anyway, so they prescribed me Ambien. And I took the Ambien. And my daughter found me butt naked talking to the bananas the next morning. So I don't fuck with that. And if that's what it does to me, and let's face it, I zoot and everything, and I have a pretty high tolerance for shit like that. Like, dude. Anyway, so I'm sure that played a part in the whole airplane incident. Anyway, my point is, sleeping pills are tricky. Oh, I want to tell y'all a joke. Okay, this is silly. This was my dad's favorite joke. He was a mental health professional, and he did some substance abuse counseling. He told me this joke that he would tell, like, AA meetings or anyway. Big brown bear walks into a bar, walks up to the bartender and says, "Bartender, give me a beer." The bartender says to Big Brown Bear, "I'm sorry, but we don't serve big brown bears in this here bar. You'll have to go." Big Brown Bear says, "Bartender, give me a beer, or I'm going to walk down there and eat that lady at the end of the bar." Bartender looks at the Big Brown Bear and says, "Look, listen, buddy, I told you once. Now I'm telling you again, we don't serve big brown bears in this here bar." Right? Bear's like, "All right, fuck you, motherfucker." Walks down to the end of the bar, picks up the lady, and eats her. Goes back to the bartender, and he says, "Now are you going to give me a beer?" Bartender looks at the Big Brown Bear and says, "No, hell no, I'm not going to give you a beer. I done told you now 3 times that we don't serve big brown bears in this here bar, and we sure as heck don't serve drug addicts." And the Big Brown Bear looks at the bartender and says, "Drug addict? What are you talking about? I am clean and sober." He goes, "Well, you must be a drug addict, because that was the barbiturate." I know that's terrible, but I fucking love that joke. Anyway, shout out, Stan. I love you and miss you. Anyway, so do I think things went too far in the plane? Probably, right? I do. But I also believe that Brittany is playing on the victim. You know, it was like when she makes a big deal out of everything. You know, she makes an announcement. Jared and I got engaged and we broke up. She just wants the attention too. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle, right? When they get back to Salt Lake City, we get a number of scenes with different versions of the incident on the plane. Mary fills Bronwyn in, okay? And by the way, Mary is the only motherfucker I believe. Because she's not a Britney fan. And if she's saying you fucked up, then she fucked up. Lisa tells John, Whitney tells Justin, Heather meets with Brittany and pushes the whole Lisa is the worst narrative. Then we get Whit and Bronwyn talking about their marriages and how, you know, possibly maybe opening them up or formalizing some arrangements. A lot of people had a lot of different takes on this. I was watching online. But I do have to say that what I think it was that Bronwyn was like, "All right, you're going to be looking at naked women so people can tell me about it on Twitter. Fuck that, then I'm going to get mine. Let's formalize things. And then I can go get, you know, me a cabana boy or what the fuck ever." Because Todd can't be her type. I want to know what her type is. Anyway, Heather and Lisa fight about the airplane. And I feel like Heather is pushing the narrative about Lisa being just as bad. But it's also really hard to tell because Heather's inauthentic and Lisa is delusional, right? Then we get Meredith and Mary, the voice of reason, at least until her documentary drops, right? Meredith and Lisa seem to have no problem just making shit up, right? Do you think Seth called John and told him to hold the line? Just saying. Maybe he took a Slade. What is his actual last name? I don't know. The dude from Orange County, Gretchen's man. Hold the line. I feel like that's what happened. But anyway, so yeah, the new episode's a little bit less than an hour away. I hope y'all have a great rest of your Tuesday, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.